better as I want it into black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls go by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my... And we are now going on 3 weeks in a row with a PML podcast. So pretty surprising stuff here. We're on a solid streak, much like my fantasy football team, not like Baxter or Preston's fantasy football teams who are joining me today.
Ouch.
How's it going, boys?
Getting in the burns early, man.
Had to.
Oh, I'm not pleased with the subject matter of today.
Preston's whole thing, I guess, being on this podcast and his fantasy team right now has turned into just
depression.
I guess penance. I don't know. You mentioned after last podcast, he was like, quit giving me shit for holding on to Kyle Pitts because I'm keeping him.
Okay, no, let me describe it to you.
Kyle Pitts, trade of the year.
I am the religious zealot from the Da Vinci Code, and my IR players are those weird little straps with spikes that he wears all the time.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
For me to remember how bad this can get in deference to our Lord, the NFL. So I Jonathan Taylor, no, he will not be dropped. Kyle Pitts, no, sir. I will wear these as badges of honor.
I mean, you really did just have... Well, Eckler did finish the game. That was better, but you just had a terrible, not good, bad week in fantasy.
I gotta say, I'm looking at the desktop version of this for the first time in a while. What I didn't realize is it tracks number of moves by team. I've never seen this. Is it bad that I'm in the bottom 2 in the league for moves?
Usually,
I guess, right?
If you're bottom 2 in the league and you're bottom 2 in moves, I think that's some pretty poor management.
Right? But I'm also top 2 in points allowed, so that's good, right?
You're
definitely that's a good thing.
That's good, right? Okay, well, I'll take that as some solace. I'm not super far off anybody though, in terms of moves. I don't know. It feels like a dumb thing. It feels like there's nobody on the waiver that I'm really regretful not having taken.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is you just hit you've been screwed all year, but you had a low at the worst possible time. Like Jonathan Taylor getting hurt, that sucks.
Fucking awful.
I was gonna say your team didn't do much worse than projected aside from Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, exactly. That's the big thing.
In a game where the Colts score 33 points and a half, if he plays for the game, then I win that matchup, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if he just goes for a measly average on a team that gets 33 points, maybe he gets a score out of all that, then I probably win.
Not to mention it probably helps them win because then they would they'd be
able to ice the clock a little better.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game. I followed it in the car, but man, what a terrible, terrible game.
My family was very confused because it was our big family Christmas. There were 31 people around. My family knows that I'm a Colts fan. They're all watching the game. They're like, wow, this is an entertaining game. And when Dalvin Cook busted that huge touchdown run at the end, I was going, go, 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 yes, yes. And they're like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, and my mom goes, oh, he wants the draft pick. All my aunts and uncles, they see me just ruthlessly cheering against my own team. I do not fucking care anymore. I was wasted. I was like, no, score, score, score.
Yeah, no, that was quite the comeback, especially around these parts. People were all about it.
Oh, that's true. You're up in Vikings country.
Dude,
that's fun.
It's cold as tits here. It's -9 degrees.
I have a Vikings fan in my circle, in my friend group, and I texted him that it was the very stoppable force playing the very movable object. And what a game it turned out to be.
I really do have to think that at one point they were just like, sorry, Matt, you have to lose this game.
Like, we're gonna make you lose this game. And he had to be like, no, please, no.
Please, God, don't make me do it.
Don't ask me to throw the ball 30
you knew what you were
times in the
signing
next
up
half.
for when you came up here. You knew what you were getting yourself into.
Here was the other, moving on to the other game. This one upset me just because I'm tired of Kevin escaping ACTs, as if he was ever going to take them. But,
Yeah.
I mean, this kind of Pacheco didn't do that great, but I drafted Cam Akers, and now he's on Kevin's team, saving him from the ACT. Wick's team is just, I mean, Jalen is awesome. But that's it. There's no one else on Wick's team that I'm like, damn, I wish I had him. Like, I had Pacheco and I dropped him, but don't regret it. And Kevin's team, Dalvin Cook went off, obviously. Zay Jones went off. Zay Jones was a good pickup, but
yeah, what I'm worried about here, if I can fast forward to our current matchup for the ACT Bowl.
Oh, you want to? I was going to give a little preview, but you want to jump right into the ACT Bowl?
Well, I'm scared because
I'm scared.
As weird as Wick's team is, and it sort of feels like it's being held together with duct tape, he has a lot of dudes that are on one of their most favorable matchups of the year. Like, they're against awful defenses, just truly terrible. And that is very concerning to me because I don't have I have a couple pretty favorable matchups, but I have some that are very concerning to me. I really need Miami to put up a bunch of points against Green Bay, which I'm a little worried about. And I need Geno to put up a bunch of points against the Kansas City defense. I know the Kansas City defense is basically Swiss cheese, but I'm still worried about it.
Kansas City's a one-man show, dude.
I'm starting 2 Chargers and 2 Dolphins. So those are my games this weekend. If those games go well, then I'm good.
How did the Charger game work out for you last week?
Not so good. But the Titans defense is an elite unit, so that's fine.
A team that really has it together coming down the stretch.
Yeah, the Tennessee Titans. Exactly. Jesus Christ.
When I think of solid organizations, that's what comes to my mind.
And I think it's fair to get it out of the way really quick. And then I'll let Craig take his host microphone back. But I think I have to make this announcement public. I am very confident in this. Not 100%, but I'm very confident in this.
Oh, gosh.
I will not be taking the ACT again. Will I lose this game? Probably. Will I be taking the ACT again before all of the league members have put in at least one of their assigned punishments? No, I will not.
Yeah.
We can talk about what happens on a repeat punishment if we want to look at some other league-losing things, the waffle challenge or beer mile or whatever. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
But I am not going to be taking the ACT again. Maybe this should have been agreed upon beforehand, but I'm opening that door of the conversation now.
I've always said that, and as always, Kevin, you bitch, take the ACT.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know if he listens to this. The only person we know listens to this is Daniel Tylka, and that's just as he left a YouTube comment.
He proved it.
But I've always said I'm not going to ask anyone else to – I wouldn't have asked anyone to take the ACT until Kevin did, just until Baxter did. And then when Baxter did, it was like, oh, we should all do this now. But definitely I'm putting this out there for everyone else as well as you two on the pod. But no one should take 2 ACTs until Kevin takes at least one because he owes 3, and that's insane. But at the same time, I am also open to other ideas for punishment. Like Preston said, waffle challenge, classic. Beer mile, that would be hilarious, especially if we got to watch it. The other one I thought of is you had to be a mall Santa for a weekend. That would be funny.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no. So here's what I'm okay with, because I realize I'm making this statement as I'm very likely to.
You're projected. Look at you're projected to win. I don't know if you can see it.
I've been projected to win in 10 of the 16 games this year, or some shit like that. No, this is not happening. But because I'm springing this as I'm potentially about to lose, I will also, as a good citizen of this league, be beholden to a league vote. As long as we accept that if you all do dish out some sort of punishment for someone who's already taken the ACT or something, that applies to everybody in the league. So if you do make it a waffle challenge or something like that, that's fine, but it would apply to the next person too. But as always, 7 votes, and I'll, I'm at your mercy, I guess. So please be kind.
Yeah, I'm definitely open to something beside an ACT because a second ACT isn't that fun. But the first
No.
ACT, Kevin needs to take it. Just get
And
it out
I'm
of the way, Kevin.
inevitably
Quit
going
being
to
a
do
bitch.
worse. I'm just always going to do worse than I did the first time too. It's just going to make me feel bad. What fun is that?
This might be opening the door up into some league summit discussion territory, but I'd be proponent of every year coming up with a new punishment for that year. I also Kevin, take the ACT, you bitch, but would be open to combining those 3 ACTs into a single punishment. Things such as like
If we
Uh,
a tattoo that all of us get to vote on or something like that.
that would
Oh,
never
wow.
we would never get him to
If,
do that.
I mean,
I
listen,
would
if
say
Kevin wants to bring that suggestion to the table, I would think some people would listen. But I would feel weird about us doing that for him. If he wants to try and consolidate his debt and then pay it off in a lump sum, then he should be the one that comes up with that deal.
yeah. Again, Kevin, if you're listening to this, take an ACT, you bitch. But I will just say, like, we haven't gotten him to take the ACT. The one thing I remember a couple years ago, he was like, "Hey, how about instead of me taking the ACT, I give $50 to charity?" And everyone was
No,
like,
fuck
"No,
off.
it's
No.
not the same. It has to be a level of embarrassment or something. Like
Yes.
it can't just be a fine, you know."
No.
I would not be opposed to what Baxter's suggesting, but it would have to come from Kevin, and it would have to be satisfactory of 3 ACTs.
Yes.
I do think it would be funny somehow if we did have some sort of charitable organization that only $500 a year, and we as the league, as part of our league punishments, became like one of the sole funders of an organization that fed homeless people in a very tiny ass city that we somehow have a meme connection to, or that, and we just become their partner sponsor. PML does.
The ACT Bowl brought to you by Tuscaloosa Food Pantry.
Tuscaloosa Animal Shelter or something.
It's a small town outside of Tuscaloosa. You go
Choco Loco, Alabama.
Choco Loco.
Brought to you by the Choco Loco Department of Housing or something.
Not a bad idea. Baxter, do you have any? If we're already looking ahead to next week, where Preston thinks his team's going to lose, I mean, I think you're set up pretty well. You've got the Miami playing Green Bay. You've got the Chargers playing Indianapolis.
That should help.
And you have the Bucks D. I don't know. I think you should win. And Wick losing back-to-back years, that's pretty funny.
Yes.
The
funny thing will happen.
Like I said, the one good player Wick had was Hurts, and he's out. So he's got Jared Goff in now.
But Jared Goff at the Panthers is honestly just as good. Legitimately.
I was going to say, I do like Wick's Jared Goff, Travis Etienne.
Of course you do.
That have something to play for. Let's see here. Going the rest of the way down his lineup. T. Higgins, okay. I mean,
yeah, that Chargers game is going to be big. Mike Williams versus Austin Eckler. And I've got Gerald Everett. Anybody better I can play at tight end? Anybody?
There are no tight ends this year, man. None.
I mean, it just fucking sucks. Like, Gerald Everett is, in some games, he doesn't even see the ball. I like him because he's an end zone target, but like my other options are Hayden Hurst or Noah Fant. I could try Noah Fant at Kansas City.
Stack him and Geno.
I don't know if
Noah Fant might have a single touchdown on the year, so I would still rather have Gerald Everett. But
all right, we're gonna do Gerald Everett. I think. God, that fucking sucks.
I mean, it's the last place game. I wouldn't expect this to be like this team's really good.
But this team not feel like it should be in the ACT Bowl.
I mean, all year I've looked at your team and I've been like, Preston team isn't good, but it's also like it's not as like your team is 2-12. It should not be 2-12. It should be like maybe like 5 and something, but 2 and 12
Yeah,
is
sub 500. Yes, I'm not saying that I would be like near the top in a normal year, but man, it shouldn't be this bad. Would I have beaten Kevin and Wick in the other matchup? That's what I'm looking for right now.
Round 1. You definitely would have beat Wick. No, you would not have beat Kevin. Kevin scored 111. Wick scored 91. You scored 98.
Got it.
Reseeding fucked you.
I would have beaten Luke. Let's throw that out there.
You want to? Yeah, we can jump right into that. I'm a big fan of this game. So like, on the last pod, I was like, if first round Luke is gonna first round Luke, I'm gonna need help because there's no way I'm doing this myself. And lo and behold, Miles Sanders, who actually is better than Saquon Barkley, he decided to take the week off. And
nice.
Zonovan Knight, who is an awesome name, but prefers to go by Bam for some reason. He got hurt. And Donovan Peoples-Jones outscored Nick Chubb. How many times has that happened this year? Like, the stars aligned. Luke, I'm sorry, really but you are cursed. Your team is cursed forever and ever. I told you to start AJ Dillon. I told you, Luke. You still would have lost, but it would have been very funny. Luke, I'm sorry, you're cursed. My team is a team you look like. Again, I think my team is similar to Preston's team, except Preston has Tyreek Hill, and I have, I guess, Christian Kirk, which, again, Christian Kirk, wide receiver 1. Everyone who laughed at me for $1, go fuck yourselves. But, like, I don't know. Luke, you even picked up the right quarterback. You have no luck. I'm sorry. I feel bad, but at the same time, it's hilarious.
No, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. No. We don't do that here. No.
Anyways, well, that was an easy one to talk about.
Yeah. AJ Dillon should have went with him.
This game surprised me. Man. Oh. It literally was like last week when we talked about it. It was literally like, as long as Tua doesn't choke, Evan should have it locked up. And Tua beat his projection. And Herbert fucking sucked. I mean, Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown. Kittle had his one good game.
To say Kittle going off really just let me know it was not going to be my weekend. Because honestly, the difference between us was like 20 or like 15 points?
132 to 105, so nearly 30 points, 28 points.
So yeah, if Kittle has a normal amount of points and Mr. Devontae Adams doesn't shit the bed, it's a much.
Oh wow, I did not. I only saw the last play of this game, which was terrible. But wow, that's bad. 4.8.
Like he was consistent for me all year.
Yeah, he's consistently been like a 25, 30-point player. What do you get? 4 receptions for 28 yards.
Yeah, second lowest of the season.
9 targets. They did the same. Did the same thing in the Rams game.
I feel for Wickles because Max Krebs is 7-7 and into the second round of the playoffs, and Wick is 6-8 and into the ACT Bowl, and that just feels bad. Like the match to me has never felt good. It always feels bad. And I know that I've brought this up before, but different leagues that do this, you play 2 games every week, one against your opponent and one against the median score of the league. So that half teams.
Oh, yeah, like top half, you get an extra point or something. I've heard of that.
Yes. I think that really takes away all of the, I got second most points allowed, so I'm into the losers bracket bullshit. Because you would clearly come out, at least every person I've talked to in my other leagues who they do it like that, they all swear by
it. I'm always just a fan. I'm just a fan of head-to-head.
Fucking unversed to change.
It's a week.
This is like fucking USSR over here. No progressive ideas.
I like the head-to-head weekly.
Hey man, we like our gulag, okay?
Like the gulag. There's nothing wrong with the way things are. Nothing needs to be fixed ever. The thing I like about this is I think it's funny that Max and I were literally the last two in the playoffs and we both won. But also, we both talk the most shit to each other where we're both like, your team sucks. No, your team sucks. My team's actually good. I just have a lot of. Every week is a Super Bowl against me. Cry more, Krebs.
Cry more.
Anyways.
My team was a fraud. It's okay.
Well, yeah, I guess that validates my fraud pick. Man, you even had Dawson Knox go off. It really wasn't your week, Baxter. Like, I guess Devontae Adams did you in, but man, everything else
was like fine.
Everything else was fine. I mean, again, Dawson Knox almost 3 times his score.
George Kittle just going off, man.
Kittle going off. AJ Brown doing AJ Brown things.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry doing Derrick Henry things.
Oh, what a great!
Not even Justin Herbert doing Zach Wilson things didn't even save you. Next, looking ahead, if I can figure out where the scoreboard is. The important games. Me and Tylka. Again, I am once again projected to lose by 9. Oh, fuck that fucking ad. I'm not showing an ad. I'm projected to lose by 9 again, which is what I was projected to lose against Luke by, I'm pretty sure. And the last time we played, he blew me out of the freaking water.
Wow, he blew you?
I wish. Sorry, Tylka. He has an advantage at every single position except for quarterback and tight end, I guess. Dalton Schultz, baby. Dalton Schultz.
Boy, the league journeyman this year.
Journeyman. He's been on my team.
Yeah, we won't talk about where he started.
You've literally dropped him like 2 weeks before he decided to actually be good, which I guess
scoring fucking touchdowns. I know.
Yeah. Man, but Tylka's team, I mean, I'm not gonna. The one thing I'll say is maybe Taysom Hill. Actually, no. Taysom Hill's gonna get a bunch of carries in the snow. Tylka did it again. He got away with it. He has Taysom Hill again. How'd he do it? I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Anyways,
that's much more boomer bust this year. I feel like than
okay. Hold on.
It was really bullshit.
One thing I will say is Tylka had Joe Burrow starting when I last checked, and now he has Justin Fields in.
So I noted that. Do we know if it's going to be in Buffalo or Chicago that game?
It's in Chicago, which is still not good.
Exactly
right?
My point.
Like, if it was in Buffalo, it'd be terrible. But in Chicago, it's not any better. So maybe he's just hoping, which, to be fair, Burrow's in New England. So that's probably worse weather-wise. But I don't know. Maybe he just thinks Justin Fields is going to carry the ball like 30 times.
Exactly, yeah. Because he sure as heck ain't going to be passing it much.
I mean, he kind of has
a safe bet.
Yeah, he has the best matchups, I think. The only thing I'll say is Dallas Goedert's coming back, so maybe Smitty doesn't get targeted as much. But even if he's projected for 11, he'll probably score like 7, which is still really good. But like, I mean, Diggs in Chicago, that's another question mark. Taysom Hill probably going to get a bunch of carries. Jerick McKinnon is turning it on at the right time. Patriots D in the snow against Cincinnati. And the Cincinnati kicker, which will be an interesting one because I have Maher kicking in a dome. But
what kicker should I be starting?
One that doesn't suck. I don't know. I don't like my odds, but I said it last week. If I'm gonna win, I'm gonna need help, and I don't think it's gonna come from DeAndre Swift.
Maybe, probably not. Why would this week be any different?
We shall see. Good luck, Tylka. I know you're the only person who confirmed listens to this, so I think I'm gonna lose. Whoa. Krebs is projected to beat the brakes off of Evan, you need to switch out Tyler Lockett.
Wow, roles reversed. You telling Evan he needs to switch somebody out.
That's a first. I'm going to post in GroupMe real quick. I'm gonna beat him to the punch.
Lock it out, and who'd you put for him? Slay?
You're welcome, Evan. It happened live on the pod. He could probably. He has Justin Tucker.
I put in Slay.
Why is EB? He has Justin Tucker on the bench. Interesting. You'd move in Slayton.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
In a dome, yeah.
Yeah.
Algier wouldn't be a terrible move, but I think I don't know.
Only good week was last week, really. He's only scored 2 touchdowns the entire year. So you're really begging for that to continue somehow.
Well, so I mean, if EB picks up the 9 points, he's still projected to lose by 9. Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Max's team is turning it on at the right time.
Yeah,
God, if Max wins the championship, he's gonna be like, "I told you, I had the best team all year."
Okay, but here's what you guys don't understand in fantasy football.
Derrick Henry will get his.
You don't understand. He's got a bad open mind, but he's a workhorse style runner, just like Jacobs.
Max's voice kind of turned into Eric Cartman, but that's fine.
I was gonna say
Herbo in Indianapolis, Stevenson in the snow, Pollard. Pollard should be shut down, but I don't know how much they're going to have the ball without Jalen. So, but I mean, yeah, Max has some really good matchups. Derrick Henry should probably own the Houston Texans by the end of the weekend.
Does anybody remember how expensive Travis Kelce was in the draft?
He was $32.
That honestly seems.
Yeah, given the.
I feel like next year in our league, he's going to go for 45. Like he's going to go for wide receiver 1 money.
Yeah.
Isn't there an argument that he should even go for more just because he locks everybody else out of him, basically?
He's basically like, the thing is like, if you could spend $60 combined on Travis Kelce and Pat Mahomes, you're easily a lock for the playoffs, but you might even be a lock for the semis.
Yeah.
Mahomes for the longest time has been my bet. He's been my only good player, even. So, well, Evan, you're going to need some luck. I actually do think you're going to need some luck because Max's team looks pretty solid, even on the bench. Shit. Dang. Really don't want Max to win. Sorry, Max. I don't like when you win. I don't think anyone does. League villain and all that. Hashtag league villain. So, with these 2 games in mind, do you guys, who do you think wins this game? Me and Tylka.
I think Fields is set up to actually have a surprisingly good week, right? Well, not good from like an eye test, but he's going to carry the ball a fuck ton.
Yeah. Tylka should cover easily. He should beat me. Max and Evan, though, wow. Evan's got a lot to work against.
I'm going to go with Max on this one, and I don't like it. But you got Josh Allen, who's been carrying the team, and he's in Chicago in the Snowmageddon or whatever the hell. And yeah, like you said, the matchups for Max, those are all just really favorable, especially that Derrick Henry in Houston. Like that, do not be shocked if he goes over 25 or even 30.
Yeah, that one should shock us. Well,
yeah. Evan, I'm cheering for you.
Is it worth talking about the 4th place game?
Can we talk about NBA win school instead, where I'm doing good?
This is a fantasy pod.
Oh,
Can we talk about the Detroit Lions playoff chances?
Can we talk about the Indianapolis Colts playoff chance? They could be eliminated tonight, by the way.
Jeff Saturday, coach of the year.
It's an elimination game for the Colts.
There was something I saw that was like, it's not true anymore because it needed the Rams to not be eliminated, but it's like, this is the latest in the year that the most teams have still been like in contention for playoffs.
Are garbage. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, it's kind of a testament to how bad two
I was gonna
divisions
say
are. It's that
NFC South keeping everybody alive.
the NFC South has literally everyone available for the playoffs, and then the AFC South is everyone but the Texans, with
I
no
stared at
teams
that
over
graphic.
500.
I stared at that graphic that I put in the group me with like all the different things that have to happen for the Colts to win, and I could feel myself getting hopeful, and I just like shut the computer down. I was
You don't
like,
want to.
no, stop it.
You don't want to try to Jonathan. You don't want to see Jonathan Taylor Beastquake.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I want to see Nick Foles take his team to a Super Bowl.
I saw something that was like right when Jalen goes down and then Nick Foles starts. It's like he knew that a Philadelphia Eagle quarterback went down. And the other thing I saw was Howie texting Ballard and saying, "If you don't play him, we're gonna steal him."
Am I the only guy that is just weirded out that this is going to be Nick Foles and not Sam Ellinger? Like, that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
It does seem like, I mean, it's like if you're gonna keep Sam around, it should be like, okay, you're not gonna be the guy, but we should still give you like kind of what the Eagles did with Sudfeld, where it's like you get the reps so that you can be a decent backup or you get more experience in the system. But it is with Nick
I mean,
Foles, it's literally just like, who fucking cares?
what's more annoying to me, if I can like get on the high horse for a second, is at the end of Sam's first start, he gets the ball with like 22 seconds to go, and we need a field goal to win. And he threw a 45-yard like dime to Michael Pittman in like triple coverage. It's an unbelievable throw that puts us in field goal range, and Pittman straight up drops it. It was not a hard catch. It was in the breadbasket. If Pittman makes that catch and we hit the field goal for the win, people think Sam Ellinger is the future of this franchise. What's so annoying is how quickly they all just went immediately downhill. Like, well, he lost the game. Be like, he hit him in the fucking hands in field goal range with 20 seconds to go. Like, it was a Josh Allen style throw. I am not exaggerating. And it's just so annoying that they immediately were like, no, he just has work to do. And and the judgments were passed in that moment. And that just is really sad.
It is a results-based league. Which, speaking of Sam,
Yeah, tell Matt Ryan.
Shout out to Wick for changing his team name to "I Blame Myself." It's very
I'm
sad
changing my
end.
team name as we speak.
Oh boy!
Live
on the pod.
Live on the pod.
Dropped Marlon Mack. Is Marlon Mack hurt? Oh, Latavius Murray. No. Well, I feel like we went through all of the at least important matchups. There's still a fifth place game, but meh.
Meh is right.
Meh is right. It looks like Baxter's projected to win. I don't know what Luke has to do to change that. No Lamar still. Oh, now he starts AJ Dillon. Smart. Good job. Good job, Luke. Bengals D in the snow. Yeah, Baxter should win. Two against Green Bay. Baxter's new team name. My team is as legit as FTX. It's a shame you don't have Tom Brady. That would have been funny. I mean, you finished the year.
I did.
You dropped him. Yeah.
You finished the year in fifth. That's about where you should have finished. I never thought your team was bad. I just didn't think your team was good as your record indicated. But yeah, you were.
No, it wasn't.
You were a fraud. If you can get fifth place in a bad year, that's fine. I mean, again, my goal.
Would kill for that at this point.
My one goal every year is to not have to take the ACT, but otherwise I would eventually like to win the league, but I'll take not taking the ACT. Sorry, Preston.
I'm so glad I got that done early and out of the way so that I'd never have to worry about winning the league again. So
Well,
I have
now
my
you-
one title. So until everybody in the league wins once, I can always hold it over somebody. Like
Well,
Jared.
now you have to worry about if we ask you to donate sperm as a punishment.
Let's institute a rule: no punishments where it would require clearance with a wife.
I think that's
I
hilarious.
do not think I would get permission for that.
Permission. Boo. Boo. Stage 4. Boo.
Wow, that's a throwback.
Throwback.
That is. Holy cow.
What
Well,
would Venice say now? He said he's called me stage 4, and now we're married.
I guess that's stage 5 or 6. I don't remember how the stages worked.
I don't remember his process, but yeah, I think it worked out okay.
Well, we have 2 minutes left. Do you guys have any final thoughts, either on the weekend, this past weekend, or the holidays?
Great World Cup. Holy cow.
Yeah, if you haven't usually watched soccer and you saw that World Cup final, they are not all like that. Don't get your hopes up.
People are like, wow, people are gonna watch more soccer because of the World Cup final. And Preston's like, don't get into it. It's not
No,
worth it.
please don't. Next time you watch an EFL Cup round 2 on a rainy night in Stoke, don't blame me. But that was like one of the best sporting events I've ever in my life.
That was
Easily.
a
It's
great
up there-
tournament,
up there with the
despite it being
greats.
Qatar.
Yeah, that was the bad part. Everything else was great.
Yeah.
Oh wait, actually,
It's
Preston.
coming home next time, baby.
Oh, dude, we've got to do a league meetup at. I think Atlanta's one of the cities.
It is one of the cities, indeed.
So
And
it's
I should
Philly.
be important enough to be able to snag tickets by then. That's my goal in
There
my
you go.
career. Is be important enough to get World Cup tickets comped.
Philly's also a spot. Just saying. And we should host the
Yeah.
national team because it's the bicentennial.
No,
Yes.
I already came up to Philly.
I've never been to Philly.
I got that
Yeah.
done. I checked that.
And you had a wonderful time.
So that brotherly love, hospitality.
There's
Literally,
not a
Max,
lot of brotherly love around there.
Max even said on the way out of the stadium, I thought Eagles fans were supposed to be mean.
Yeah, that was actually kind of bad. How nice everybody was to Max. I was expecting
Don't do
one of the
that.
reasons.
All right. Well,
All right,
until
let's go Lions. Let's go Lions, baby. League team Lions. One pride.
well, go Birds. God bless Gardner
One pride.
Minshew.